the Loyola Dons have found a way to turn it up on their competition. Some might even say they've gone from low to high. The McDonough Eagles have an offense that can turn you in circles, yet in the next instant, they'll run set plays with exacting precision. It's the Kelly & Associates MIAA Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse. Next. Referees for today's game, Carmen John Domenico, David St. Hubbins, and Nigel Tufnell, who thinks the scoreboard goes to 11. Brand now feeling it, shot goal. If there's a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Bob, can you tell me what the score is?
We are knotted at deuces, and that was a very nifty shot.
Thanks for joining us here on campus at McDonogh. I'm Booker Corrigan, joined as always by Bob Shriver. Bob, McDonogh Loyola, #1 against #1. What do you like about the visiting Dons?
They've been on a roll. The Dons, like McDonogh, both lost their first MIAA games, and they've gone undefeated since. McDonough's only won 6 in a row because they had a bye. Loyola's won 7 in a row. They don't have their bye till Friday. It's actually, Loyola has a half a game of lead only because McDonogh still has to catch up.
And for the visitors, Loyola comes in with some stars. Who do we want to look for?
We'll start at #4, Liam Bateman, who's had a sensational year. He's a senior captain. He's a 4-year varsity player. His last game, he rung up 6 goals. Then in the goal, they've settled into Brighton Lorber. They were a little not sure who was going to start this year, and Lorber has settled into the job and done a phenomenal job in the cage for them. Then 15, Alex Reid, another senior who's been on the varsity for 4 years. They moved him to attack this year. He never had played attack in his varsity career. They moved him to attack, and I think it took him a while to settle in. Well, he's settled in magnificently and is playing terrific lacrosse.
And that leaves us to the McDonough Eagles. They have home field. It's senior day. It's a nice tradition, but they got a game to play and a game to win. Who are they going to lean on?
Well, we'll always start with BJ Farrar, #1, wearing 37 today while he's warming up, but BJ is a Swiss Army knife. He's the most disruptive defenseman in our league for the last 4 years. He'll play close, he'll play pole, he'll play with a short stick. He's just a tremendous player, and as soon as he touches the ball, McDonough's running on a fast break. #14, Gable Braun. We talk about him all the time with the Eagles. He's their sophomore face-off specialist, and he can take over games. This will be a big test for him today. Will Corr, senior for Loyola, has done a good job. And then also for McDonough, in the goal, #26, Evan Long. Just a junior, settled in. He's a 2-year starter, and you and I have done them enough. It's very hard to get the ball by Evan Long.
2 teams coming in with 1 loss. Somebody's going to find a way to make the other pay. It's the game of the week next.
Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, payroll, and workforce challenges. Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll is pleased to support CSE TV and the Game of the Week. Visit kellyway.com to put their people, technology, and services to work for you.
Anxious moments as we see assistant coach Bob Wright for the Loyola Dons on the screen. Loyola comes in. There's Ben Rubier crossing in front of him. Big action today for the Dons. There's their starting lineup. You talked about Brighton Lorber in the open, Bob. How's he get off to a good start? Good defense or good saves?
I think a combination of both. He wants to make sure that they're not giving up, easy looks at him. He, like Evan Long, ironically, they're bookends, although Brighton's a lefty and Evan's a righty, but they're both not incredibly huge kids, and what we usually find when guys are a little smaller in the goal, everybody starts shooting high.
Yeah.
And typically with not much success. But we'll see how this goes.
There's Lorber, and you talk about those big goaltenders, obviously, Liam Darrow from Calvert Hall, a goalie who once played here. Tyler Fiorito filled the goal pretty well. He just went into the Hall of Fame, along with Andrew Feinberg. And Becky Cox, some tremendous athletes from that class of 2007 that was inducted last week. Congratulations to them. Senior day here at McDonogh. We'll have a lot to talk about there. Referees making the turn the music song. Your DJ getting a little funky with it, Bob. Was that your request?
Booker, there's a great matchup right away at the Faceoff X. They need the music off. But anyhow, at the Faceoff X, we see Loyola was facing off with Will Corris. He's a senior. He stopped playing lacrosse because he's a golfer, headed to the University of Maryland. But they called him kind of out of retirement this year. He's been playing golf and lacrosse and done a wonderful job for Loyola. Faceoff X has caused him a lot of trouble over the years. But he's got his hands full today with Gable Braun, who pops that first one to himself.
Interesting to see the strategies that unfold between the face-off battlers as we get some nice defensive action. Should probably be noted, too, this first quarter sponsored by the Valley Inn. Get to the Valley Inn right off of Falls Road for your anniversary party, birthday celebrations. That Valley Room is upstairs is fantastic. But, Bob, the face-off battle, and see how guys can, if they pull it back, push it forward to a teammate, push it forward to themselves, that all kind of evolves throughout the game.
Well, Loyola was intent right here, Booker, with pressing way out, trying to give them time, I think, to slide to the very dangerous middies. That one, Jack Simmons right there, is as dangerous as they get.
Powderly, little herky jerk behind, comes out lefty, roll back shot goal, Liam Powderly. Acceleration and a little outside roll. Powderly breaks the ice in the first minute.
The classic question mark move, Booker. Liam's driving up left-handed here. Good defense, and he steps up the field and watch, and he'll turn and roll away from the defender, gets his hands free that way, if you think of a question mark.
That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like.
I like to call it an outside roll.
I've heard you say that before.
Inside roll, outside roll. Especially since inside roll is my favorite move. Baseball coming onto the field. Safety violation. They're not going to let you play with that on the field, Bob. It's a bold strategy. Let's see how it pays off for them. Corris and Braun back at the dot. Robbie Olsen, number 22, on the wing as the ball gets checked away, and Olsen's going to have a crack at it. And here come the Dons. Corris, little pump fake shot, save Long. Evan Long seemed to track that ball very well. Rich Dion with a nifty little backhand play there, Bob, and that gives me the early win, my friend.
Yes, it does.
And it was a nifty play.
That was a terrific ground ball by Dion back in that corner. He flipped it to himself. Loyola rode hard. Bateman made a real nice play there.
And Alex Reid, who you featured in the open, and we should mention Ryan Dunn is out. Out with a fever, so I tell you, he is a guy who can make things happen. Connor Hume stepping in. Another save by Long. That's 2 for him on the day. Now the Eagles look to clear. Good wheels, and now it's with the attack. This is Sweeney. Sweeney behind to Powderly. Powderly gets a step, wants some. Checked away at the last second. A timely trail check. But McDonogh rides it back. Second chance possessions, Bob. You've talked about them a lot in 2018.
Booker, real quick, one thing to mention is Loyola did not practice yesterday. There was a safety issue or something at school, apparently, and they weren't allowed to practice. Was Loyola in school yesterday?
They were not in school
yesterday.
Not
in school yesterday. So, that may affect us a little bit. They're out of a little rhythm here. Let's see how they settle down.
Andrew Hurdle dodging against Grady Kuhn, now pushes it back. This is Mitchell. Mitchell inverts behind, has a step. Look at the acceleration of Riley Mitchell.
They forced a slide, or a switch, Powderly on a shorty here. This is a tough matchup for the Dons.
First quarter brought to you by the Valley Inn. Get to the Valley Inn, rent out that Valley Room or that backside patio. Bob, there's not a nicer place to be this evening than the Valley Inn patio.
I drove right past the Valley Inn on my way out
How
here.
did your car keep going?
Well, I turned left at Hillside Road right in front of the Valley Inn.
It is conveniently located and always friendly. My bartenders, Zach, Ray, Temple, Bailey, and, of course, manager Chris Pelkey.
Great play by McDonogh. Wonderful ball movement. They forced a switch again. Powderly ends up on a shorty. Now, as they say, Loyola's on the carousel trying to catch up and rotate properly, and McDonogh kept moving the ball with a quality look by Catlett.
Griffin Catlett.
And another one.
Is that a rap song you're dropping some lyrics on us, Bob? And another one. What are you, Justin Bieber now? That's a song by Justin Bieber. I know you don't know that. I know that you don't know that.
I'm still trying to catch up with Beatles songs.
Shot inside.
Great speed. Sweeney, big target on the inside. He looked like he was covered pretty well, but his stick was open, Booker.
Yep.
Powderly put this thing right on his stick. Sweeney drops it a little bit low below the check and is able to get this quality shot offside against the left-handed goalie. Look, he caught the ball, nice and high, and he dropped his stick and shot underneath really the check. Offside on goaltender.
Sometimes it is just getting your hands free.
Absolutely.
And Lorber, no fault of his. That was 5 yards off the crease. Nice play by McDonogh. That's why it's not soccer. Gable Braun 3 for 3 on faceoff. Sweeney back to Farrar. Oh, what a save by Lorber. Stares him down and stabs it away. White possession. As they're going to give that.
Well, if this continues, Will Corris on the faceoff, Booker, is intent on letting Braun have the clamp and then hoping to chase him a little bit athletically. But Braun's slick enough that he gets that ball on his stick, and he's a quality enough athlete that is not going to work on a consistent basis.
Yep, like Jordy Alardo used to for the McDonough Eagles. Speaking of faceoff guys here at McDonough, Dane Swanson backed up by Powderly. Seen plenty of him today. He brought his A game, as they say in the golf world.
Is that because he happens to be a golfer, or just?
Yeah, I melded
there's
in
the
that
switch again, Booker. They have really caused a lot of problems.
Oh, what a play!
They've caused so many problems early for Loyola. Coach Rubior is going to have to take a timeout here shortly, or this game's going to be 4 or 5 to nothing quickly.
Gable Braun with the backdoor play.
Look, they forced a switch. Then Loyola's trying to switch back. Great cut. Terrific cut by 14 Gable Braun, the faceoff guy who stayed on the field and showed his ability to catch a lacrosse ball and put it in the back of the net. Coach Rubior's still calm, cool, and collected over there.
And Braun wins another faceoff. He has been dominant. You highlighted him. Oh, here's a dunk. Oh, shot wide.
What a save.
And Loyola gets the backup.
That was some save. Lorber got a piece of that. That was in the back of the net.
Make note. I sat here and said, here's a dunk. Who's the dumbest guy on the air right now, Bob? You or me?
Well,
it's always me.
They're in trouble.
Yeah, they got B.J. Farrar playing a
and
long
they're still
stick.
in trouble.
You know that's going to get turned. He can go.
Need to get it in the box.
He does just barely, and Liam Bateman settles for the Don Diegos.
Booker, if anything, Loyola needs a quality possession. Yep. They've had the ball one time in this game. They're down 3-0. They're going to need some of their big studs here to make their presence known, whether that's Bateman or Reid.
Alex Bresci, I think, is a heck of a midfielder. When he gets going, there's not much that can stop him. Here's Bateman. Long stick on him. Chris Smith steps out on him. Gets a pick. Shot. Just wide. First
Booker,
brought to you by Valley Inn. Go ahead, Bob.
Sorry. No. The matchup, they put big Chris Smith, who usually plays a close attackman. They're covering Bateman with him. They're covering Bateman with Chris Smith, and Chris matches up traditionally against big, powerful guys. So McDonough's part of their scouting report is we want Chris Smith on Bateman.
Yeah. Interesting to see if Bateman can use his speed in that scenario. Robbie Olsen rolls back, and it's back with Bateman. Here's Alex Bresci. Bresch throws it back to Bateman.
Bateman can shoot from here.
Shot just wide, and that is backed up by the Eagles. Rich Dion, a heady play by McDonough. And McDonough, Loyola got the quality possession.
They had a couple good looks, but nothing to show for it.
McDonough gets their full complement of offensive midfielders. Dane Swanson back to Jack Simmons. Simmons recently named to Wave 2 of the Under Armour All-American Senior Squad. Wave 3 came out Monday. Wave 4 we'll have for you next week sometime. Ball on the ground. Lorber, great eyes to get the ball right there to Florenzo. Back to Lorber. And Loyola being patient with the clear. That 30-second timer is a ticking, and you can almost hear it in their heads. And a nice play. You see the ref swinging his arm as
he's got to touch
Lancaster
it in.
Gets it in just in the nick of time. Here's Bateman.
Booker, Bateman's playing a little bit of attack and midfield. You mentioned Dunn not being here today. Senior Ryan Dunn is a little under the weather, so they're keeping Bateman on the field as an attackman.
Yep.
And then he'll run also with some midfield, and they'll run another guy out of the box and go back and play some attack.
Loyola possession, Colin Hume. And right back up top with Bateman. Alexi Thomas on him. Bateman gets a little something with his right. He rolls back lefty. Still wants it. Save long.
Nothing on that. That's his offhand, and he got absolutely nothing on that shot.
He was checked as he was releasing it. And now the Eagles looking to run. Here's Powderly. Shot, goal. Liam Powderly.
I think we'll see Coach Rubio take a timeout here. There's a really nice unsettled goal by the Eagles. A lot of people like to say McDonough doesn't run. Well, that's wrong. When they get a chance, they run with the best of them. And they did a great job there. Loyola running somebody out of the box. The two middies were a little late getting back in the hole. They're trying to get a pole on the field, and they're a little late doing both. Middies not getting in, and the pole not getting all onto the field in time.
Kelly and Associates Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse. Make sure you check out kellyway.com. And Gable Braun still just dominant. He is a face-off guy by trade, and he's going up against the guy, Chorus, who is a golfer by trade, but also happens to be a dang good face-off guy. He's just not at this, doesn't seem to be able to figure out Gable Braun just yet.
Well, Booker, sorry, we've seen Gable Braun play enough. He can absolutely, positively take over a game and go on a Trevor Baptiste role and win, 20 out of 22.
Well, he's certainly on. He's El Perfecto.
He is 5-0 now.
No, he lost one. Robbie Olsen picked up a ground ball.
That's right. Sorry.
For the Dons. It's okay.
Well, he picked it up,
too.
But then they put the ball on the ground. So technically, it's a one face-off and a turnover to the Eagles.
Powderly up top. Nathan Walsh on senior day.
Yeah, guys, I was about to say, I think Gable Braun's won 4 of 5, but he's won the clamp all 5 times.
Third member of our broadcaster crew, Dan Aburn, joining us. Dan, what's the pulse like? What's the temperature of that Loyola sideline right now?
Well, we just saw a player crash into the bench, and Rubior is pretty fired up about that.
He got hit from behind, Dan.
Like
I think you were right. That was a stone-cold push.
And no
How
call
did they
from
not
the
call
ref.
it?
Happened right in front of the Loyola bench. I don't know. Was really surprised to not see him take a timeout after that 4th goal, though.
McDonough getting goals from Powderly so far, and a tremendous play. Sweeney on the inside. Shot by Catlett, no dice. 1:57 left, first quarter.
Here's his pick coming again. Hoffman's got his hands full today with paddle. He's on his game, it looks like.
Walsh inside feed, shot, goal, 5-0. Great feed by senior Nathan Walsh on the inside. Harrison Beatty, just a sophomore with the tally, and here's a great look at it.
Booker, so far McDonough's showing a little bit of everything. They're showing some picks behind, forcing switches. They've dodged for a goal. They've had 2 lovely fast breaks. One they converted. They're winning all the face-offs. Loyola failed to clear on that last one, gave McDonogh a second chance that they converted. And no push there either. This is that's 2 that they missed.
Referee shrugged
that was Will Whitstad facing off for Loyola there. Inside shot, ball goes in and out of the. And crazy stuff happening up and down the field right now. Here's Chris Smith lugging it over. Sweeney, hitches, can't gather.
Good check.
Beatty bobbles it. Now it pops up in the air. He comes away with possession. McDonogh making breaks for themselves right now, Bob, as the clock trickles down to the 1-minute mark here in the first quarter, brought to you by your friends at the Valley Inn.
Coach Hilgardner is going to take. It doesn't matter because he's winning every face-off, but I'm sure he'll be content on trying to get the last shot here, not giving Loyola a chance to play any offense before the quarter ends.
Simmons throws back. Number 4, Matt Hilgardner in at midfielder right now. Simmons right to left, shot. Kicked out on the side. Lorber makes the save, 20 seconds remaining here in the quarter. He gets it quickly to Grady Kuhn. Kuhn weaves his way through the McDonogh defense with 10 to go in the quarter. Gets it to Bresci. Bresci has room. Great save by Long. And the shot got off by Reid. First quarter, all Eagles in the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week, presented by FCA Lacrosse.
Engineering and manufacturing is at the heart of Toyota, and much of it happens here in America, where Toyota has invested in 10 manufacturing and assembly plants and spends $35 billion a year in parts and materials purchases. In fact, Toyota builds over 1 million vehicles a year in America, including Camry, Highlander, and many others. So if buying American is important to you, see your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Thunder Bay Apparel is the hottest lacrosse-exclusive clothing line in the game. Thunder Bay's t-shirts and hats flash a little lacrosse lifestyle into your wardrobe. Thunder Bay's pigment-dyed, ring-spun cotton t-shirts immediately feel like you've owned them for years because nobody wants to wear that other polyester fabric every day. Make sure you check out the new styles and designs. All you got to do is click on ThunderBayApparel.com.
Referees for today's game: Colin Tiffey, Ryan Heacock, and Travis Pools, with Lito Shuffle being the official timer for today's game. Second quarter every time, brought to you by the Mason-Dixon Lacrosse Shootout. Go to cselax.com to learn more. Gable Braun again dominant. Gets it checked away. Whitstad gets his stick in there. And that's going to be off McDonogh. Loyola possession. And this is one of those where Loyola can just piece by piece Lorber shares it with Mason Hoffman, number 17. Thrilled with the way he's played today. McDonough's just finding a way to finish shots, and they're getting quality shots.
Yeah, Booker, I was talking to the student statisticians on the sideline. They said that McDonogh had 15 shots in that first quarter. In a quarter.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like some NCAA teams are grasping to get 15 shots in a half.
2010, Notre Dame did not shoot the ball 15 times a half. Here's Bresci. Bresci right split dodge. Comes out. Oh, catches a man with the feet moving. Post toasties. And the Don Diegos get their recommended daily allowance of iron, but no twine yet. Loose ball. Quickly up to Bresci. Bresci with B.J. Farrar closing the gap on him. He flips it. Reid catches. Inside feed. Deflected. No good. Colin Hume goes for it. Long comes up with it. Now it's McDonogh on the run. Eagles all over him. Casey Settleman pushes it up the field, and now it's behind with Liam Powderly.
Matt Hillgardner in the game. Typically, he'll try to take his man behind the goal. The big
Dane
man.
Swanson. Swanson goes a three-quarter arm bouncer right there.
Booker, he's playing on grass. And the bouncer is effective on the grass.
Is that what this is? It looks a lot nicer than it did in 2006, my man. This turf and this maintenance facility crew at McDonogh, second to none. As Hillgardner gets a step shot, goal, Hillgardner, they're going to wave it off.
They're going to say he stepped in the crease before he got pushed into the crease. It's a tough call, hardest call for any official to make is that call. Was he pushed? Did he step in? Did he dive? Would he have gone in? Yeah. Was the ball in before he got pushed? You know, you can give 100 different scenarios. It's really a hard call.
The other one is your team up 5-0? I mean, the referees, right, Dan?
Yeah.
The referees have hearts, too. If that's a tie game, I think they give them the goal.
Well, don't forget, sorry, Dan, excuse me, but real quick, don't forget that Loyola has hit 2 pipes in 2 really good possessions that they had right at the end of the first quarter and then here early in the second quarter. So, you know, some of those breaks start falling their way. Maybe they can inch back into this thing.
Here's Bateman against Thomas. Some calling this a preview of what might be a championship game, and so far it's been all Eagles. Oh, Liam Bateman. Oh, what a save by Long. Not up in here. Evan Long.
Well, it's got to be incredibly disheartening when you've hit 2 pipes and then you've had 3 or 4 great shots that's long stuffed, and you're looking at a 5-0 deficit. You know, you're really going to have to be strong of will to stay involved and connected in this game, especially if McDonogh adds a couple more here shortly.
In our conversation with Coach Rubio before the game, he said we got to be able to handle a little adversity. Not sure this is what he had drawn up, but they'll be better off for it. Great coaches in this MIAA. We're fortunate to work with them. Thank you to Kelly and Associates in the FCA Lacrosse. Go to FCALax.com.
Another nice feed by Liam Powderly into the crease. That time to lefty George Ward, who's had a couple big-time games this year.
Slide comes this time. Ball bounds towards the sideline. It's going to be Loyola possession either on the over and back or on the out of bounds. Flip a coin. Alex Reid.
Booker, this is a matchup I think McDonogh can win. Alex Reid against Rich Dion.
You think McDonogh can win? Rich Dion can?
No, I think that Loyola can win.
Clarifying.
You know, Reid has really had a quality year.
Oh!
Another pipe. That's number 3.
And that was painted in the corner.
I think Coach Hillgardner called that timeout.
Yeah, we got timeout McDonogh here.
7:16 to go. We'll step away We'll be back.
The champions of today inspire the stars of tomorrow over Memorial Day weekend. Just as the stars of college lacrosse will compete for the 2018 NCAA Championship in Foxborough, Massachusetts, youth lacrosse players from across the nation will also be playing for a title at the NCAA Future Champions Tournament. Each team will receive 20 tickets to the NCAA Championships and have the opportunity to be recognized on the field at Gillette Stadium. To learn more, check us out at cselax.com.
And there's your VSN weekly rankings, MIAA standings, Loyola McDonogh. And right now, the team that's ranked number 2 looks like they should be ranked number 1. Everybody else falling into place. That middle, the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spots jumbled, Bob, because everybody's beating everybody a little bit.
Yeah, the big game today is actually this one. No, the big games, I should have said, is this one. And there's a big game. St. Paul's is playing at St. Mary's at 6 o'clock tonight. Both those teams are similar records, both 4-3.
Are we going down?
Well, we can't get there at 6 tonight.
I got a helicopter right out back, Bob.
Oh, good. But and don't forget, Loyola really only has one more league game after this. Their bye date happens to come this Friday, so they're going to have a week to prepare for their rival game against Calvert Hall, and that game is going to be potentially colossal as it relates to who may get the bye. If this holds, which
they
put 48 minutes on the clock for a reason, Booker. But if this holds, McDonogh would pretty much secure the number 1 seed, even if they were to lose their last 2 games, which is highly unlikely.
Robbie Olsen now inverted behind.
McDonough's playing a teeny bit of zone, or
yep,
nope. Can't
Colin
see.
Hume.
Nope, they're not playing zone.
Oh, inside feed, well handled, and there's your first one.
Game settled down a little bit. Loyola's had some good look. Great feed by Hume inside of Jack Chorus, sophomore. Terrific handle and finish.
And Bob, you said earlier he was covered, but his stick was open.
His stick's up too. Notice where his stick is. His stick's up. It wasn't a great feed. He actually threw it out in front of him, but Chorus made a good catch and a better finish. McDonogh, defender there, needs to be in front of Jack Chorus, right, not sort of stuck on his back hip. Loyola, they put him in the last time, and he did a great job.
He
number 45.
Yep. Will Wits that shot, and what a save by Long. Bodies everywhere. No idea where the ball. There we go. Rich Dion comes up with it. He could be a ball magnet at times.
He's got beautiful stick skills. Great on the ground.
The Dons have finally broken through Evan Long, and that is chesting if I've ever seen it. And I'm not one to...
Well, Reid wants to keep this matchup. He's got a shorty, and he clearly would love to keep it. McDonogh flushes it out. Dion switches nicely to get the McDonogh matchup back to where they want it.
So many great seniors on this McDonogh defense. Finn Thorne, one of those guys you rarely ever call his name because he doesn't do very much wrong. Chase Llewellyn rolls back. Little stagger inside feed in and out of the stick of Hume, and that's an unfortunate break for the Dons. And now Chris Smith looks to clear for the Eagles. Eagles in their home whites, Loyola Road Blues.
He was open there, Book. The Loyola guy was a...
Colin here, yeah, it's too bad. Eagles touch it in the box. And they will look to sub their full complement as Dane Swanson.
Here's Hillgardner matched up against freshman, Loyola freshman Matt Dixon.
Pass behind, 2 guys open on the crease. He chooses the lesser of 2 evils. And just like that, George Ward makes his presence felt.
Great play by Simmons. He draws a slide, throws the ball back behind the paddle. So they go from the strong side, Book, to the weak side. Ward just cuts to the ball, As we said earlier, Loyola's defense is on a carousel there, and they just didn't check up. Watch this. Great pass.
Two guys open.
Two guys open on the crease. He could have thrown it to 32 or 9, and he threw it to the guy who's a lefty who caught it right-handed and scored. George Ward. Nice play.
Wits that grinding away with Gable. Braun comes up with it. And now it's B.J. Farrar. Sweeney, diagonal, Ward, feeling, goes cross crease. Powderly can't handle it, but makes a nice play on the ground ball.
Powderly did what I would call that a classic Chooch Turner move. Chooch, one of the great veterans back in the 60s. He'd be at the midline, and the ball would be coming to the midline, and every time Chooch would fall over the line as if he'd gotten pushed. I think Liam just did the same thing.
He definitely did. But he got the call.
A little Hollywood. Ward guilty there maybe of throwing one too many passes. He could have shot that, I think. Great unselfish play on his part, but that was a good opportunity for him to blast one from about 1 yard.
Parker Keeney now getting some defensive run for the Dons right now in the short stick D midi roll as George Ward settles. Keeney steps out on him. Brighton Lorber calling the signals from the cage. Hilgartner inside feed, another man open on the crease. And McDonough's making easy pickings right now, Bob.
Booker, they can beat you in so many ways. They run a terrific half-field offense here. Again, they forced they forced Loyola to slide. Watch, they're going to slide here. They're unbelievable. Now we got to slide to Hilgartner. Simmons, the guy there on the inside, went to a midi instead of, you always check up, Booker, if you can, inside out, not outside in. And that time Loyola was guilty of going outside, and they forgot the inside.
The last two goals by McDonough, Loyola's had guys defended at the top of the box, yet open on the crease. Wits that face-off win for the Dons, but they now have to gather possession as B.J. Farrar comes up momentarily, and now it's Loyola possession. No chance for a timeout, though, as they're in their own end.
Got a push call. They're giving this ball to Loyola.
And now they're going to back them up.
Booker, Wittstadt's done a nice job at the face-offs. He's tied Braun up the 3 or 4 that he's been in there and given Loyola a fighting chance.
Loyola now set to clear.
McDonough's going to try to shut off and bring BJ over to this guy. Coach Rubio has his timeout and correctly uses it.
Second quarter brought to you by the Mason-Dixon Shootout. Go to CSCLax.com to learn more. This is the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse. The MIAA Championships back at Towson University May 15th and 18th. Now, Bob, you've been in Baltimore for a long time. If you're in the area, you want to go to those games. You want to see those games. But if you're not, we have it available for you. www.miaalacrosse.com. It's a simple one-time fee where you can get the whole package. The MIAA Lacrosse Championships going to be an absolutely amazing event, as it always is. Bob, which venue do you prefer, Towson or Hopkins?
Personally, from a purely a fan's perspective, Hopkins is a better venue because everybody's right on top of you. But honestly, from a convenience perspective, Towson blows Hopkins away. Parking's,
and the view's not that much substantially worse.
Well, parking's easy.
Yep.
You know, it's access and egress is easy. Hopkins is just in a neighborhood, so it's tough to find parking spots.
I can stop by the Valley Inn on my way to Towson easily. Very, very easy. easily. And zone here for the McDonogh Screaming Eagles.
Little zone.
2:40 remaining.
Something, honestly, that McDonogh has not played much over the years, but they've used it really effectively this year. Loyola, when I watched Loyola play boys Latin, and they did exactly that. They were very ready for the zone. They were effective against BL zone. They didn't score a lot of goals, but they scored somewhat easily here. Chorus gets here on the goal line extended. They just overloaded that side. Reid steps in, overloaded the side. 25's a little late getting over there. And Chorus, watch this. They're overloading that left side. Reid steps up just a hair. Chorus, really nice play by Chorus.
Great shot.
And a better shot.
Lovely shot.
I would say lovely is a fair term.
I tell you, Gable Braun has had an impact on today's game. Shot. Lorber may have gotten a piece there. McDonogh goes right back on offense. Gable Braun, Bob, you highlighted him. Have you already seen the outcome of this? You tend to pick the right guys every time. As I look at it, my friend Paul Tomic,
whose son Ben is a Loyola student, hurt all year, right?
Hurt his shoulder.
Yeah. And
here's Andrew Hurdle, a kid I don't know. I would adopt him tomorrow if I could. Just leave it right there. Hurdle, a fantastic young man.
Powderly's got so much energy. It's really pretty amazing. You know, he's quick. He rides hard. He's great on ground balls. And when he gets a ball in his stick, he doesn't stay there that long, and his body never is still when he has a ball in his stick.
Here is Hurdle shot, post. I would think they'd like to check that post for a dent. Violation. McDonogh over, and it's going to be a Loyola ball.
Booker, we see this a lot. That time McDonogh, that ball hit the post. It could go back over the line, and it would not be a turnover against McDonogh.
Yes.
But McDonogh, and they're no different than all these kids playing high school lacrosse. They can let that ball go over the midline, and they can fight for it. It's not going to be a turnover. McDonogh was guilty there of being so aggressive trying to get that ball.
They stepped over.
They stepped over. They didn't have to.
And truth be told, Ben Tomic, his mother, Peggy, is a distant relative of the Corrigan family.
Peggy Webster, maiden name.
Peggy Webby. Ball down. Big shout out to Ned, my man Ernie Webster. You know he's listening out in California.
Well, and
the Bears.
Let's not forget Peggy's brother, John Webster, who I had the incredible pleasure, honor, and fortune of coaching. He was a C. Markland Kelly Award winner.
As was his father, Mickey.
One of only two father-sons to ever win that award.
Who was the other one?
Freddie Eisenbrand, I believe, is the other one, with his son, Fred.
Shot hits somebody. And I'll tell you what, if you're not a goalie, you don't like it when someone cranks up and hits you with a ball. 3 seconds now remaining. Big time shot, big time goal. Griffin Catlett. Jack Simmons, excuse me. Hard to tell the 2-3 from the 3-3.
This is his second goal, but this is classic Jack Simmons. Look, he gets to 15 yards, and he just uncorks a monster. This is a heartbreaker for Loyola. There's less than a second on the clock to give up a goal. You know, they played well in the second quarter. It was tied 2-2 in the second quarter, so they're getting a little mojo, and to give up a goal with less than a second left is a heartbreaker. But
veteran play by Jack Simmons. And that'll do it for the half. A great halftime show, some of the senior festivities here. Bob and I, of course, will go over some of the highlights. We'll be back.
Kelly and Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, payroll, and workforce challenges. Kelly and Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll is pleased to support CSE TV and the Game of the Week. Visit kellyway.com to put their people, technology, and services to work for you.
Engineering and manufacturing is at the heart of Toyota, and much of it happens here in America, where Toyota has invested in 10 manufacturing and assembly plants and spends $35 billion a year in parts and materials purchases. In fact, Toyota builds over 1 million vehicles a year in America, including Camry, Highlander, and many others. So if buying American is important to you, see your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
The action is getting wild and the weather is getting awesome. Check down low, shot, goal, 2 seconds left. These are the games that you'll be talking about for years to come. Log on to MIAALacrosse.com and make a single game purchase of $10 or buy the whole package. Rivalry Day plus a quarterfinal plus both semifinals plus the championship, all for just $45. This is championship level lacrosse in Baltimore, and you're going to need to see it all. MIAALacrosse.com.
The MIAA is the most competitive lacrosse conference in the country. The 2018 MIAA lacrosse semifinals and championships will be held May 15th and 18th at Towson University's Johnny Unitas Stadium. For a glimpse into the future of the collegiate game, the MIAA, where the stars of tomorrow play for a championship today.
Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises, bringing your dreams to life. Senior Day here on the campus of McDonogh School. Booker Corrigan, Bob Shriver. It's halftime, 8-2. Your score, McDonogh in the lead. Of all the teams in the MIAA, Loyola seems to know a way to come back at times. So we'll have a great second half. But today was Senior Day, and a great look. There's Griffin Catlett. Heavily taped left wrist. Upper body injury.
Griffin is only a 2-year McDonogh senior, but these rest of these guys, Rich Dion, BJ Farrar, Jack Simmons, they've been part of a program that has played in 3 straight championship games. They lost in 15, won in 16, lost last year in 17, and based on what we're watching today, they're poised to be in another championship game this spring.
And I met BJ Farrar's mom and dad. Fantastic people, of course, as we see the Hurdles. Andrew Hurdle. Nice little family. Wonder where Aiden is. Aiden's one of my main men, Aiden Hurdle. He used to coach with us.
Well, Booker, again, I can't emphasize Chris Smith, another senior. These guys have been part of a program that's had a tremendous run for the last 3 years. And I hate to keep belaboring it, the Sweeney, big, tall. Half of these guys are going to Navy, aren't they? Dion, like Sweeney, Smith, aren't they all going to the Navy Academy?
We're paying their tuition, Bob. Why wouldn't they?
And then sophomore Dane Swanson, he's headed to the academy too, isn't he?
We're on campus at McDonogh, just like the rug ties the room together. Halftime highlights and stats do. Now, I will tell you, all my friends at the Valley Inn, including Brad Novotny, watching along. Let's make sure you don't miss the rest of halftime.
Kelly and Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, payroll, and workforce challenges. Kelly and Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll is pleased to support CSE TV and the Game of the Week. Visit kellyway.com to put their people, technology, and services to work for you.
Engineering and manufacturing is at the heart of Toyota, and much of it happens here in America, where Toyota has invested in 10 manufacturing and assembly plants and spends $35 billion a year in parts and materials purchases. In fact, Toyota builds over 1 million vehicles a year in America, including Camry, Highlander, and many others. So if buying American is important to you, see your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
The MIAA is the most competitive lacrosse conference in the country. The 2018 MIAA Lacrosse Semifinals and Championships will be held May 15th and 18th at Towson University's Johnny Unitas Stadium. For a glimpse into the future of the collegiate game, the MIAA, where the stars of tomorrow play for a championship today. The champions of today inspire the stars of tomorrow over Memorial Day weekend. Just as the stars of college lacrosse will compete for the 2018 NCAA Championship in Foxborough, Massachusetts, youth lacrosse players from across the nation will also be playing for a title at the NCAA Future Champions Tournament. Each team will receive 20 tickets to the NCAA Championships and have the opportunity to be recognized on the field at Gillette Stadium. To learn more, check us out at cselax.com.
Shot of the Loyola Dons here at halftime. And like I said, just like the rug ties the room together, Bob, halftime highlights and stats tie the show together. This McDonogh offense has been eating at the beat like you give a little speed to a great white shark on Shark Week.
Paddley with the first tally. This is a beautiful backdoor between Paddley and Faceoff man Gable Braun. Paddley's going to come back here again in a second. He's going to stick this thing high. And then McDonogh, they start spreading the wealth around. Beautiful inside feed to sophomore Harrison Beatty. Here's Paddley with another nice feed. Sweeney drops his stick, shoots underneath. Loyola finally gets on the board. Here's an equally good feed inside. Colin Hume to Jack Chorus for Loyola's first tally. And then the Eagles get rolling here with a couple beautiful passes. George Ward on the inside from Paddley. Here's a great ball movement. Hillgartner to Jack Simmons. We're going to get the against the zone defense for McDonogh. Jack Chorus just steps on the goal line extended to add their second goal, and then McDonogh's going to finish the half with two big tallies. Or this is, Simmons right at the buzzer from about 15 yards.
You know what we like to say about that one, Bob? Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastries. Cruising down 8th Street. Now, the faceoff has been a bit of a evolution. Will Wittstadt's come in and shaken things up a little bit, but on the last two, it looked like Gable Braun has found a way to confound him as well. Looks like they're going to send Wittstadt out again against Braun, and this could be a battle. Wittstadt, just a junior, plays on that Looney's 2019
Booker
team.
When Dan Aburn gets a chance on that far sideline, we'd love to hear how many shots McDonogh took in the second quarter. They had 15 in the first quarter. For a high school team to push 25 or 30 shots at a half, that is truly remarkable. And it's a product of the pace that McDonogh plays with and the quality that they're exhibiting at the face-off ends.
That's my man. Hey, Donnie, that's a great shot. As they say in the Big Lebowski, way to go, Donnie! Zooming in, getting it. Here's B.J. Farrar. He of the lightning speed. Shot, goal. McDonogh picks up where they left off. That time it was Jack Sweeney. Giving a big wave to his brother Dan Sweeney in the stands.
Great play by Braun, knowing BJ's already up the field. He just no-looks over his shoulder. If we can back this all the way up, BJ gets the ball. Watch this. Little no-look right over his shoulder to BJ. Throws it to the point guy properly. Sweeney steps down and sticks that thing in the near corner. Impressive fast break. McDonogh showing the full arsenal of their abilities today. They're beating you on the ground. When Loyola's had a couple chances, they've hit a few pipes, and then when they've had a couple good shots that didn't hit the pipe, Long standing there making a save.
As Colonel Greeley would say, they have a full working knowledge of their weapons system right now, and they are unleashing the beef of their arsenal. Alex Bresci open right in front. Now they get it to him. And just a touch of apprehension by Loyola today.
We did mention Booker. They did not have school yesterday. A little disconcerting to
it does.
them.
It throws them off.
Throws you off your rhythm a little bit. And I'd say they've played not the way we've seen them play this year, but McDonough's had as much to do with that as anybody.
Yep.
Bob, I've got your answer for you. McDonough had 6 shots in that quarter. It probably feels like a lot more because they were a whole lot more efficient.
And a stabbing save by Long, and that's going to be a push with possession. That'll be your first Towson Hot Bagels man up. Thrilled to have Towson Hot Bagels along. Download their app, mythb.com. Third quarter brought to you by Columbia Bank. Banking made easy. Columbia Bank, proud member of the FDIC.
Well, one way Loyola would get back into this game would be if McDonough makes silly plays like that one. That was very unnecessary. Long had just made a great stop on Bateman. Bateman picks up the ground ball, and Thorne just knocked him right out of bounds. Not a good play. Coach Hilgarner's probably over there talking to him about that one.
Rotation right here, and here's another place where they miss Ryan Dunn. Dunn out sick today. Handled on the inside feed. Bresci with the backup.
Here's Jack Corus again around the goal, exhibiting wonderful skills. Just missed the lower corner.
Little fake flip, no dice. Smith sniffs that out quickly. Man's released, but as we like to say, penalty's not over until the puck's out of the zone. Sideline shot, and that is backed up by Rich Dion, the same place he did it in the first quarter.
That was a great look through there on the extra man. Hume's guilty of missing the cage. Tough to back up when when you're playing a 3-3 extra man offense and you don't have anybody back behind the goal. Dion recognized it and beat him to the spot.
Never too soon to start thinking about who's going to be the Under Armour underclass player of the game as Alex Reid breaks this one up. Here's Bresci. Bresci with Rich Dion taking a nice approach angle out to him. Bob, how do you teach kids to take good approach angles during a game?
Well, you practice it a lot. You start them out on the goal line extended if you're a defensive guy, throw the ball up to the restraining line, have your man get out, approach under control in a good defensive position.
A guy like Steve Dubin could teach that. As Liam Bateman goes bouncer, I feel like Loyola hasn't really become accustomed to the bounce off this natural grass.
Loyola's had some opportunities in this game.
A lot of pipes. Pipes count half, don't they?
No, they don't count anything.
They don't count anything, do they?
But they've had some good opportunities. They're guilty of missing a goal a couple times and hit a few pipes. This game could easily be, 9-4, 9-5.
Bresci coming back. Oh, what a save by Evan Long. Goodness. Going off hip on the sidearm bouncer.
And then not only does he stop the ball, but he catches it. There's no rebound.
Pretty impressive. McDonough touches it in, and they get it behind to Powderly. The Energizer Bunny for the McDonough Eagles. Always on the go. We get another baseball flying up into the air just onto the field. The photographer's going to get that for us. Dane Swanson looking to make something happen. And Bob, that post count of half, that's a shout out to my Canadian hockey buddies. Because the Canadians realize fully the pipes count 0, but it seems like Americans like to act like they count a half. Here's Powderly. Lorber wrestles that one off. Backed up by Jackson Cummings.
Lorber has been under siege this entire game.
Shot. That time Lorber goes across his face, makes the easy play. Short stick hunts the ball. Now they get it. They're pushing it quickly now with Robbie Olson.
That wasn't a great shot by Liam. He didn't get much on that. Lorber where he's supposed to be. Pretty simple save. I'd like to see Alex Reid get a little bit more involved. He's been sort of hanging out here a little bit. This is him with the ball. He's capable. Is that
credit to Rich Dion?
No, I don't think. I think Alex is, they've been attacking from above the goal. Maybe they could get Alex rolling a little bit from behind the goal. But most of their offense today, when they've had the ball, has been very much in front of the goal.
Here is Reid, goal line extended. Rich Dion on him. Reid gets a pick. Dixon pops off. Will roll back, and he gets it behind again. Chris Smith pushes.
Look at him slipping on the grass, Booker. 2 in a row.
Here's the freshman Dixon. Little split dodge right to left. Leaning in. And it looks like they're trying to get it to Reid.
Poor exchange.
Reid now with Alexi Thomas defending him. This is green light Reid, right, Bob?
No, I think he's more comfortable dodging from behind the goal. He got a good look there.
Chorus with the backup, comes around, shot saved by Long, rebound, save, goal. There you have it. Third quarter brought to you by Columbia Bank, and that's a rebound goal for Colin Hume. Connor Hume.
I called him Colin earlier, excuse me, Connor. Good offense here, a couple good looks. They kept persisting, got a nice shot. That time Long couldn't control this rebound. Hume, Johnny on the spot. Nice play, but look at his shot. It's a good ground ball, but it was a better shot.
Evan Long's frustrated by not getting it. I think it was off stick shoulder. Alex Sarasoli, long stick midi, junior. On the wing, and Wittstat gets the face-off win by violation, and they'll take anything they can get right now as it's 9-3 now, McDonogh. Loyola, little point of momentum.
Booker, we've watched a lot of lacrosse games. It's incredibly hard, college, high school, to maintain the incredible intensity that McDonogh exhibited in the first quarter for an entire 48 minutes. It just doesn't happen. And give Loyola credit.
Reid with the shot, and it kind of came out early on him. Chris Smith comes up with it, throws it down the field. Powderly. I know we've had Liam as one of the players of the game before, but he certainly is making a statement for it. And the way he does everything.
He just has remarkable energy, truthfully, Booker. And when you throw a little speed with that kind of energy, he's smart, he's crafty, he works hard, makes very few mistakes. He's a quality player. Thank the Lord he's playing golf in college.
Yeah.
We wish he would play golf. These other teams in the MIAA are hoping he'll play golf his senior year here at McDonogh.
He can play golf anytime. Just show up, like Jefferson from Fast Times. They'll just fly him in for games.
Will Corris played in the individual MIAA action last week in between games.
And shot 70. Quick stick feed that time by McDonogh, and Liam Powell gathers. Here's Nathan Walsh. Walshy looks to take it up top. Nice little honor today for his mom, Heidi Walsh.
There's that switch that we saw a bunch in the first quarter.
Shot clock thrown on the Eagles. 30 seconds with which to get off one. Sweeney.
Quality defense.
Inside shot and no goal. Lorber inside save, and he gets it to the short stick.
McDonogh in the hole. No break for Loyola.
Credit Coach Andy Hilgartner with a fantastic game plan. He and his coaching staff have had this team well prepared, as you alluded to, 3 times to the MIAA championship game.
There's another potential call that Loyola could have gotten there.
Looked like Alex Bresci got hit to the ground on the crease.
Well, he was setting a pick and he got run over a little bit. I think it was an inadvertent hit. Not going anywhere there.
Evan Long comes out for it.
Trying to make something out of nothing. McDonogh's right there.
Hey, Dan, let's go down to our sideline guy, Dan Aburn from Inside Lacrosse. Dan, what are you picking up?
It just kind of feels like a different mood on the sideline here with Loyola. You know, it's just one goal, but it kind of feels like they're starting to win a lot of ground balls and getting a few face-off wins to get possessions back and to score after that really long possession. I think kind of put some wind back in their sails. It's just a little bit, but it kind of feels like they've finally settled themselves, found their feet a little bit in this one.
McDonough's Alex Pitts.
Another switch behind the goal. Harrison Beatty on a shorty, trying to throw the ball into the crease. They've had success there today.
Dane Swanson up here top side. Harrison Beatty drives inside. Sells the farm on the dive towards the goal, and that's going to be McDonough possession.
McDonough giving Liam Powderly a rest.
Third quarter brought to you by your friends at the Columbia Bank. Banking made easy. Check out the Columbia Bank. They love watching the game at the Valley Inn. Shot, goal, Harrison Beatty. Hooper drives the boat, Chief.
McDonough taking full advantage of having two shorties behind the goal. Beatty and Cummins running a nice little two-man game. So many short stick kids do not want to play behind the goal on defense, and they mishandled that a little bit. Bresci went to the Dodger. He didn't have to step down there. Dodger Cummins just threw the ball to Beatty out there at the 5 yards above the goal. Right, Booker?
Yep, 5 by 5.
Beatty scores his second goal in the game.
It's been pretty big how McDonough's been able to get in their second and third midfields and find offense today.
And that's going to be a push. Will Whitstad again changing the momentum a little bit for the Dons, although they need some defensive stops and they need to get on a run. Here's one for you, Bob. You ready? They're down by 7. They have possession. If they score here, they can cut it to 6.
Master of the obvious.
That's right. Captain Obvious now driving. They're down by 7. If they score here, they can cut it to 6.
Here's a great matchup. Bateman against BJ Farrar.
And now we get a flag on the inside. We're going to have 2 guys. So the guy stepped in the crease. That's why the stoppage. We'll have a Towson Hot Bagel man up. Loyola will go on the EMO.
Well, McDonough, if we can back this up, I'm sure what the referee's calling here is McDonough is guilty of pushing a Loyola man into the crease. As soon as a player on the offense goes in the crease, they have to blow the whistle. He correctly stopped the play, giving Loyola the extra man. Normally when a flag goes down, of course, you can keep playing until you've lost the ball or scored or whatever. But in a situation where somebody steps in the crease, you have to blow the whistle.
Bateman back to Reid. Pass knocked down. Active sticks by the McDonough man down unit. Reid, long skip pass. Bateman having some.
Well, Rich Dion's having a great game covering Alex Reid. Alex really has not had any influence on this game. He just knocked that pass down. Bad feed.
Inside feed into a man who was chop sueyed.
And William Bateman himself is having a tough go today. He's had a couple really quality shots, missed a goal a few times, and when he's hit the goal, Long's been there to snuff it out.
Ground
Good
ball
play by
opportunity. Sweeney makes a nice play. Shot goes wide, backed up by Harrison Beatty. Third quarter brought to you by Columbia Bank. And that will do it for the third quarter. 10-3 McDonough in the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse.
Thunder Bay Apparel is the hottest lacrosse exclusive clothing line in the game. Thunder Bay's t-shirts and hats splash a little lacrosse lifestyle into your wardrobe. Thunder Bay's pigment-dyed, ring-spun cotton t-shirts immediately feel like you've owned them for years because nobody wants to wear that other polyester fabric every day. Make sure you check out the new styles and designs. All you got to do is click on ThunderBayApparel.com.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes engages their coaches and athletes to grow their faith through sport. Make sure you investigate the amazing camp at Lebanon Valley College this July. The FCA has camps, clinics, huddles, teams. Learn more about the Fellowship of Christian Athletes by going to fcalax.com.
Booker, Corrigan, Bob Shriver, and Inside Lacrosse's Dan Aburn here. Let's look at the NCAA lacrosse rankings. Dan, you got Yale, Maryland, Denver. Who's the best out of Yale, Maryland, Denver?
That's good. That's a good question, Booker. I think Maryland, #1 RPI right now, has all the numbers and possibly in the lead to be the #1 seed. But I think Yale, if they win the Ivy League tournament, they're going to be in that conversation as well. Denver, though, they've always had a tough go in the Big East tournament. They've got Marquette in the semifinals again. They've slipped up the past 2 years against the Golden Eagles, so that's an interesting semifinal to watch this weekend.
Interesting to see where Albany will fall as well. They've had a rough go of late. Connor Fields means so much to that team. Bodies flying. We got an arm up in the air, so we're going to get some kind of call. It's a push. It's going to be blue ball. Will Whitstad.
He's had a really good game. He's made the face-offs a lot more interesting than it was in the first quarter, quite honestly, Booker.
Here's Alex Bresci. His father, Chuck Bresci, one of the stars on some of those great Carolina teams.
And over on the sideline helping coach today for the Dons.
Here is Reid. Now it's Bresci going for an invert.
Book, after that 5-0 start, this is going to be a fast break. Sorry, we'll come back to that in a second.
Here's B.J. Farrar. He's not going to get caught from behind. Hits the right guy, right time, and that's George Ward doing what George Ward does. Go do that voodoo that you do so well. B.J. Farrar. Bob, when was the last time he got caught from behind?
Never. And he makes the right play virtually every time I've seen him on a fast break, Booker. Gives it ball to Powderly, throws it through to Ward, who cuts underneath this top defenseman who's out a little bit too far. His slide's about 12, 15 yards there. He wants to be in a little bit tighter. There's no way he could get back.
Feels like McDonough's just been so efficient and early offense transition today. They've just been so on point.
Dan Aburn joining us as Gable. Braun now wins the first clean one. Ball gets deflected en route to the goal.
McDonough's relentless. Look at that. There's 3 or 4 McDonough guys out there on this ground ball. They're chasing it, and who comes up with it?
Liam Powderly, and a timeout call by Coach Hillgardner.
Stepped in a crease, I think,
Oh,
Booker.
my bad.
Oh, no. We're going to have a referee's debate here on what's going on.
Fourth quarter brought to you by Durham Capital. Go to durhamcap.com, and there is the timeout that I alluded to. We will step away as well. 11-3 your score. Loyola looking to make something special happen here on May 1st. The action is getting wild and the weather is getting awesome. Check down low, shot, goal, 2 seconds left. These are the games that you'll be talking about for years to come. Log on to MIAAlacrosse.com and make a single game purchase of $10 or buy the whole package. Rivalry Day, plus a quarterfinal, plus both semifinals, plus the championship, all for just $45. This is championship level lacrosse in Baltimore, and you're going to need to see it all. MIAAlacrosse.com. There's your shot of the guy stepping in the crease. Great way to go, Donnie! He's throwing rocks tonight. You guys are dead in the water.
Unfortunately for Loyola, as soon as Powderly picked up that ball, Coach Hillgardner called a timeout, and then he stepped into the crease. So McDonough's going to keep possession. Booker, this game, first quarter, it was 5-0 at the end of the first quarter. So if we really look, it's 6-3 since then. It's settled back down, although McDonough still had the better play, I think. They've maintained a solid level, of consistency, taking advantage of
and you talked,
the
Bob,
unsettled.
But you talked about how do you get a team to maintain that sense of urgency on a day like today when you get out to a big lead. It's senior day.
They had a few blips, if you will, in the middle of the second and third quarter.
And there's a blip right there. Broadcaster's jinx in full effect. Pass picked off. The Dons looking to transition it. Throws it to a crowd house, and it's an inside goal.
Great play with
Parker Keeney with the finish.
And a really nice interception by Loyola pole number 28. Reid Delanos makes a wonderful play, comes down on the unsettled situation. They got a little 5-on-4, and he throws it back to Keeney. Look at this. Wonderful play. Keeney keeps coming. McDonogh a little late getting in the hole. Goal for Loyola. Something that McDonough's done a lot of today, Booker. Take advantage of those unsettled situations.
Wits that looks like he has a little bit of help on that wing area, but Gable Braun still doing things the right way dang near every time. As McDonogh settles it, George Ward behind. Reid Delanois with a great play on the last possession. But they're going to have to be fewer and faster. McDonogh with the old slip dodge.
Good defense. That time, Loyola did something that they hadn't done most of this game. They jumped the pick. Instead of letting the pick dictate to them what McDonogh wanted to do, they jumped that pick and forced McDonogh into that turnover. Good play defensively.
Nice play by Loyola. We're going to timeout by Coach Ben Rubio. He's going to settle things down. 9:11 remaining here, fourth quarter. Brought to you by Durham Capital. Go to durhamcap.com to learn more.
Represent for Rough Rider Nation. The Rough Riders have been on top of the game since 2007. Rough Rider alums continue to shine and won national championships at all levels. Rough Rider teams dominate the countryside in Maryland, Pennsylvania, and now Virginia. Check us out online at roughriderlacrosse.com. It's time to ride or die.
1, 2, 3, ride!
Yo, Sean.
Yeah, live!
Booker, Corrigan, Bob, Shriver, Dan Aburn. They're bringing you a game with huge playoff consequences. We will have a quarterfinal game, Bob. Then we're doing both semifinals and the championship game. Go to csclax.com. Dan, what are you getting down there on the sideline between the two teams?
Well, I think just for Loyola, they're just kind of trying to focus on the fundamentals, and we've seen them really improve with, getting 50-50 ground balls and just kind of being a little bit more up and at it with the hustle plays and stuff like that. They're just going to need to get a big goal in this possession here if they're going to have any shot at making a comeback in this fourth quarter.
We see you with the sunglasses on. Did you put some sunblock on the top of that head?
I did not, Booker, so I'm really feeling the heat right now.
Bob, anything to add?
No, but he's enjoying the sunshine because it's been such a miserable spring.
Yeah.
I know Dan's happy he's hot.
No parka down there, Dan?
Nah, man. I started this season in really bad wind. Ooh. Tons of cold. It's nice to be in the sun wearing sunglasses.
Yeah. Loyola going deuces offense. Old school, Bob. I feel like it's 1982 again.
Trying to isolate Bateman on BJ. It's a good matchup.
BJ with a short stick, and that's backed up by
ever-present Rich Dion with another great backup, Booker. What's that, his third today?
Kelly and Associates. Game of the week presented by FCA Lacrosse. Time to really start thinking about who's going to be that Under Armour underclass player of the game. I love Liam Powderly.
He's had a terrific game.
BJ Farrar has been it a lot.
Look at this. They're under him again. Nice.
Checked and hit to the ground. Not sure that was not missed, but everybody seems to be okay. Yeah, a little shoulder. these days, I feel like they call that every time. So.
Booker, Loyola's missing Ryan Dunn a little bit today, I think. Not playing. They failed to back up the goal 3 or 4 times today, and that can be because they got different guys playing attack than they're used to. And
Rich Dion's done a nice job of
absolutely terrific. Yes, you're right.
I'd like to know if he'd win all those backups even still if Ryan Dunn were back there. He has been tremendous.
And I would also give McDonogh credit. They've ridden Loyola very well today. It's taken Loyola a good 20, 25 seconds on these settle clears to get the ball over the midline, into the box. They've done a very effective job.
Bresci, shot fake, shot goal. Alex Bresci. I'm talking about drawing a line in the sand, dude. Across this line, you do not.
Little speed move here by Bresci. He starts running, splits those 2 defenders, and gets a nice hard bounce shot that doesn't bounce up. I think Long thinks this is coming up a little bit, and it gets underneath his stick for a goal. That's the beauty of playing on grass, Booker. You never know how the ball's going to bounce on a consistent basis. Sometimes it'll skip and stay low. Other times it'll get up, bounce up high into the top of the goal.
See a lot of the members of the McDonogh girls varsity lacrosse team. Their winning streak still intact. NDP came over yesterday for an overtime clash. Mac Ford doing a great job as BJ Farrar adds to his career goal total. BJ with a short stick on that one.
Well, we've seen BJ start fast breaks with his pole. He's on this wing as a short stick midi. Braun makes a beautiful play, picking this ball up and throwing it back. We call BJ the trailer there, and he looks like Jack Simmons shooting the ball there. Look at this beautiful overhand shot by BJ to the lower corner.
And on goal. Make the goalie make a save.
There's just something about watching lefties release the ball from such a nice angle. I mean that very seriously. Simmons, BJ.
Was your son David a lefty?
He was. Liam Bateman.
Yeah, I think it has a kid thing.
Liam Bateman, yeah, but they're just something about lefties. They are.
Great ground ball, great face-off.
Well, I'm not
As
Coach
Loyola
Hillgardner.
looks to make something happen.
But if I was Coach Hillgardner with a very comfortable lead here, I think I would stop putting Gable Braun out at the face-off X. He's too vital
Inside
to them.
feed with Chorus on the finish. Chorus adds to his total. He's got a hat trick now today, 12-6.
Chorus is terrific inside. That's his 3rd goal from right around the goal, showing wonderful skills. Not really a fast break here, but McDonough's playing fast, trying to score as many as they can in as short a time.
Loyola's playing fast.
Loyola, is playing fast.
Wits that against Braun again. For 4th quarter brought to you by Durham Capital. Will Whitstad looks like he's ready to take on the Catalina wine mixer, Bob.
Whitstad's done a heck of a job, I think.
Of course, we say that, and Gable Braun comes out fast break off the stick of Sweeney, but it doesn't have the inertia to make it out of bounds, and it's going to be blue ball. And it looked like that was a Loyola guy whose foot it hit off of, but again, referees have hearts too. Colin Tiffey, like he was on that call, maybe Travis Pools down on that far side. Liam Bateman backs it in, backs it out. Gets it to Ryan Lancaster. And now it's Alex Reid back to Lancaster.
Liam Bateman going from one Loyola to another Loyola next year, headed down Charles Street.
All the way down. And there's another flag. We'll have a Towson Hot Bagels. God, I love Towson Hot Bagels. Right, Bob? THB. Here's Reid going against Dion. Little jitterbug. Gets the shot off, gathered by Long easily.
Dion's done a nice job, speaking of bottling up Alex Reid today. Alex hadn't had a great game, and you got to give Dion and the McDonogh defense credit for that.
Rich Dion just kind of steps up against Alex Reid. He says, this aggression, man, this aggression will not stand. Dan Aburn, what are you hearing from the McDonogh sideline about the tremendous performance by Rich Dion?
Yeah, it kind of feels like they've kind of focused a lot on taking away Jack Corse in this game and Liam Bateman up top. So for him to have such a tremendous game is just a huge boost for their entire game plan.
As Dan Aburn narrates, he talked about Liam Bateman on cue, and he drops a Paris Hilton on us.
So for him to have such a tremendous game is just a huge boost for their entire game.
The BJ did a great job jumping this extra man play, but Bateman did a better job avoiding BJ and then avoiding the next guy and dunking that ball. Don't see a lot of dodging on extra man offense, but it can be very effective, Booker.
The faceoff was dominated by Braun in the first half, and he seems to have figured out Wits that as well. Gable Braun is an artist at the faceoff inside, and that's in the crease. I mean, you have to see who takes 3 steps in the crease. Brighton Lorber, I think, high-fived him at one point. Staying in the crease, the dude minds.
Loyola scores here. Coach Hillgardner will clearly not be taking Gable Braun out of this game.
No, you suggested it earlier, and as soon as you suggested it, he won the next 3 faceoffs like he was making it rain.
Yeah, I was about to say, guys, a 5-goal game with just about 5 minutes to go. Feels just like a completely different demeanor over here on the sideline, at least.
Bateman gets a step. Slide comes. Will he dodge the slide? Crossfield feed shot. Ow! Alex Reid hits Rich Dion. I think it's about 90 minutes of, hey, buddy, you should back away from me. Oh, Bresci can't make the catch on it, but there's that grass. And the Dons. Llewellyn rolls back for his right.
Llewellyn took his brace off. Didn't he have a brace on earlier in the game, Booker?
And a timeout called by the Loyola Dons. We will take one as well. McDonogh leads Loyola. Lots happening on the way back.
The MIAA is the most competitive lacrosse conference in the country. The 2018 MIAA Lacrosse Semifinals and Championships will be held May 15th and 18th at Towson University's Johnny Unitas Stadium. For a glimpse into the future of the collegiate game, the MIAA, where the stars of tomorrow play for a championship today.
Here we are in Loyola Huddle. And Bob, you've pointed out something that was absolutely fabulous during the break. If you eliminate the first quarter when McDonogh was up 5-0, we're in a tie game.
Absolutely.
It's like you're part genius.
Well, it's like you saying if...
well, man, that's just like your opinion, man.
Well, it's good that Loyola's gotten a little mojo going here. Albeit a little late, but they've played Loyola. Sometimes with Loyola, Booker, it doesn't look incredibly aesthetically pleasing. However, they've got enough talented kids. Bateman just then dodging through 3 or 4 guys. Here he goes again. Ryan Lancaster here, he can get to the goal.
Lancaster shot, kicked that by Long, backed up by Reid. And for that, he's rewarded by Rich Dion coming out on him. 3:45 left here. Kelly and Associates game of the week. Still a shot.
One-hand wraparound.
Yeah.
Seen it all, Booker.
Yeah. Joey Epstein from Landon likes the one-hand wraparound. We covered that Landon team earlier this year. Thanks to our crew and Invicta for sticking with us. And now we finally bring them some good weather. Our camera guys, Josh and Donnie, doing an amazing job. Here is Liam Bateman, Alexi Thomas on him. Bresci comes to pick.
I think Bateman is working his heart out to get back to his left hand.
Yep.
Butt dodge, not too effective.
And B.J. Farrar gliding through the middle of the field. And Sweeney selects zone 5, saves his aircraft. Live to fight another day. Nathan Walsh settles. Nathan Walsh. And Bob, we're now at the 2.5-minute mark. Liam Powderly okay on a player of the game, 5 assists?
Absolutely. To go with his 2 goals, and what's he going to do here?
Dan, who you got to vote for your Under Armour Underclass tryout player of the game?
Yeah, I might have to go with Gable Braun. He just dominated the whole game. I think he's probably got 4 losses at that, maybe.
There's the shot. It's going to be backed up. Now we have, I'm not sure I've seen that call.
Did I hear an inadvertent whistle come from the refs?
The
like
ref
they're marking down an AP.
Yeah,
Travis Poole's right there.
I think the ref thought that ball went in the goal. He blew his whistle, and it bounced off the pipe out of bounds.
Griffin Catlett, a little acceleration. And he gets met. Zach Rakowski.
This is a tough matchup for the Dons here.
Yeah. Braden Lorber, a fantastic young man, just unable to dislodge it from an attackman, let alone a good one like George Ward. There's your 30-second shot clock put on him. Powderly possesses nicely, as he has done all day.
Great poise by McDonogh. They've had a couple opportunities to throw the ball into the open goal, but they were reluctant to do so.
Oh, little strip to end. Jack Simmons catches it off the bobble. They're going to say that was tipped. McDonough Eagles. Proving the statement. If you will it, it is no dream. And we get a timeout on the field. McDonough's going to step away. 12-7, they lead. Good time for substitutions.
Thunder Bay Apparel is the hottest lacrosse exclusive clothing line in the game. Thunder Bay's t-shirts and hats flash a little lacrosse lifestyle into your wardrobe. Thunder Bay's pigment dyed, ring spun cotton t-shirts immediately feel like you've owned them for years, because nobody wants to wear that other polyester fabric every day. Make sure you check out the new styles and designs. All you got to do is click on ThunderBayApparel.com.
Booker Corrigan, Bob Shriver, and Dan Aburn bringing you the call here from McDonough Stadium. McDonough up. And Dan, we were just talking at the break. McDonough, players of the game. Who do you like?
I like Gable Braun and I like Liam Powderly. I think if you look at what they've been able to do today, it started with dominance at the face-off X with Braun, and then just really quick ball movement. And I think Liam Powderly's just been particularly on point with, how many assists did he have, guys? 4?
5, we think.
Yeah. You're the one next to the statistician, Holmes. Come on. Get her done. And that is out of bounds. Brighton Lorber steps up to get it. Shot clock violation, and he will zip it down the field. Connor Hume gets it to Reid. Reid gets away from Rich Dion long enough, but shot backed up by the Eagles.
Booker, my take of this game is McDonough is battle-tested. For the 3 years, they got incredible senior leadership. They're going to be a tough out for anybody coming into this playoff scene. They're very poised to be the #1 seed, get a bye, be able to sit and relax.
Brian Lanzer's covering stuff, making it happen. And now McDonough, I believe this is their first man up of the game. And I also have to mention, Evan Long's played outstanding goaltending for McDonough, and Coach Rob Scher deserves a lot of credit. He does such a nice job with every goalie he gets. He coached one of the kids. I was lucky enough to coach Sean Lanier, and Sean tells me that Rob Scher is just a fantastic individual, someone that you want in the lives of your youngsters. Coach Scher, congratulations. Evan Long had a great first quarter.
Yes, he
Didn't
did.
let up any goals.
Well, he's been very consistent and steady the whole game. Gave up a few, maybe that one that squirted in there underneath him for Loyola's 7th goal or 6th goal he might want to have back, but he's been steady, consistent, and on his game as usual.
Joe Benson.
I was commenting.
Class, Travis Holmes, great coaches.
Sorry, Book. I was just commenting about how McDonogh looks battle-tested. Look, Loyola, you know, they're going to have a week off to play Calvert Hall. That game could very well be for the other bye in our in the MIAA, and I think that Loyola, they weren't quite ready. I think not being in school yesterday hurt them a little bit. They'll be fine.
And they also missing Ryan Dunn. I mean, that's a big miss for them. That's a guy who's a stabilizing force, not just from a goals and assists, but from a ground balls, from a Liam Powderly-like performance. That's something Ryan can give you.
And backing up the goal, some of those plays that a starting attackman's likely to make, you know, that when you take somebody out of your rotation, Booker, it inevitably changes what's happening.
Changes the mojo. Now, don't go anywhere. Dan Aburn will have interviews with the players again. Now, Dan, can you hear me down there? Dan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Booker.
Okay, let's make sure those interviews are good, fun. Make sure we keep them on the straight and narrow. I want to find out what they think of the new Marvel movie. Right? I want some good information from you.
All right.
Dan Aburn will have the interviews for Bob Shriver and Invicta. I am Booker Corrigan reminding you, you only get one shot at today.
The MIAA is the most competitive lacrosse conference in the country. The 2018 MIAA Lacrosse Semifinals and Championships will be held May 15th and 18th at Towson University's Johnny Unitas Stadium. For a glimpse into the future of the collegiate game, the MIAA, where the stars of tomorrow play for a championship today.
Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, payroll, and workforce challenges. Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll is pleased to support CSE TV and the Game of the Week. Visit kellyway.com to put their people, technology, and services to work for you.
Great news! Corrigan Sports Enterprises and Inside Lacrosse are pleased to announce that registration is open for coaches to nominate their most deserving seniors to be Under Armour All-Americans. Underclass tryout registration is also open, and we've added a new region, the Connecticut-New York region, for information and to register. Grad years from 2019 to 2022 need to go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com.
Thunder Bay Apparel is the hottest lacrosse-exclusive clothing line in the game. Thunder Bay's t-shirts and hats flash a little lacrosse lifestyle into your wardrobe. Thunder Bay's pigment-dyed, ring-spun cotton t-shirts immediately feel like you've owned them for years because nobody wants to wear that other polyester fabric every day. Make sure you check out the new styles and designs. All you got to do is click on ThunderBayApparel.com.
The Under Armour tryouts remain the premier recruiting event of the summer for high school players looking to be seen by college coaches at every level. Step up and measure yourself against the best players in your region. Register at UnderArmourLacrosse.com. The Summer Rumble is headed back to Richmond June 9th and 10th, and we are now a U.S. Lacrosse National Qualifier and sanctioned event. The Rumble brings together a wealth of top talent from the best club programs at the amazing River City Sportsplex with their 12 lighted turf fields. As a U.S. Lacrosse sanctioned event, you can expect the highest quality tournament regarding operations, safety, and experience. Go to CSELax.com for information and to register now.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes engages their coaches and athletes to grow their faith through sport. Make sure you investigate the amazing camp at Lebanon Valley College this July. The FCA has camps, clinics, huddles, teams. Learn more about the Fellowship of Christian Athletes by going to FCALax.com.
Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises, bringing your dreams to life.
The June 2nd Baltimore 10 Miler always has awesome premiums, and it will once again start and finish right at the Maryland Zoo in Baltimore. Join over 5,000 runners in the region's premier 10-mile race. The course winds through Druid Hill Park, a lap around scenic Lake Montebello, and alongside the campus of Johns Hopkins. The course runs up and down historic 33rd Street, where you might pull off a miracle of your own. Sign up now at baltimore10miler.com.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Huddles, camps, teams, building three-dimensional athletes and coaches.
The champions of today inspire the stars of tomorrow over Memorial Day weekend. Just as the stars of college lacrosse will compete for the 2018 NCAA Championship in Foxborough, Massachusetts, youth lacrosse players from across the nation will also be playing for a title at the NCAA Future Champions Tournament. Each team will receive 20 tickets to the NCAA Championships and have the opportunity to be recognized on the field at Gillette Stadium. To learn more, check us out at cselax.com.
What's up, guys? Dan Abram here with the Under Armour players of the game. I got Liam Powderly to my left, Gable Braun to my right. Liam, I'll start with you guys. You guys were able to move the ball so quickly today. What was working for you guys?
I thought we did a good job moving the ball offensively. We really kept it hot. We were looking to move the ball inside, and we became really successful throughout the game by finding cutters inside.
And Gable, did you lose today, man? It kind of just felt like you were completely on fire. What were you doing well today to get the best of them at the Faceoff X?
I felt really good today. I lost a few that I thought I shouldn't have, but I thought we executed all over the field, and the wing guys got in and helped me out a lot. I thought we just executed.
And for both of you guys, how awesome is it to get this win and move to #1 in the MIAA?
It's really nice to get to #1 in the MIAA, but I think we're just really focused on the next game, and we're never satisfied with this win. We're always on to the next. So I think we're just really excited for our upcoming game Friday.
And you, Liam?
Yeah, I thought it was great on senior day for our seniors being possibly their last home game here. That we gave it everything we had for them. So it was really cool to beat the other #1 team in MIAA and do it for our seniors.
This question's for Booker, but have we seen Marvel's Infinity War yet, guys?
I have not.
No, sir.
We got prom coming up?
Yeah.
Want to give a date shout out?
I know who I'm taking, but she's not here.
What about you?
Shout out to Abigail Van Meter.
There we go, guys. Thanks for watching today, guys. We'll be bringing you MIAA action all throughout May, so be sure to tune in. Thank you.